Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Christmassy recipe. These are Spanish Polvorones. I personally have so many fond memories with them. I grew up eating them. And there was a bakery that served them all year round, but they are typically during Christmas season. So yeah, but the traditional recipe uses pork fat. However, we do not eat pork. So this is a halal version of it, and it's super easy, super simple, and I highly recommend it. So I'll show you guys the recipe, but you might have heard some noises, and I think you're gonna hear them in a lot of the upcoming videos. But if you hear any background noises, it's probably the cats playing, and I can't really control them, so I'll show you guys the recipe. To make polvorones, here you have 250 grams of flour, 125 grams of butter, and it needs to be room temperature. This is 60 grams of powdered sugar, 80 grams of almonds, 50 grams of almond powder, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. Our first step is on low heat. We are going to toast our flour, and these are very important steps. This process should take 5 to 6 minutes, but do keep an eye on it because it burns really quickly. Okay, so now that it has toasted, and we don't want it a dark color, just a light toasted color. We just want it to change colors. And now we're going to take it off the stove and move on to the next step. We are going to repeat the same step, but this time with the almond powder. Now that it has toasted and you can see the change in color with the almond powder as well, we're going to take it off the heat. And you need to be very careful with this one because it easily burns. And now we're going to roast the almonds. And we need to roast them really well so that they're not raw on the inside. Now that we have roasted the almonds, toasted the almonds, we're going to wait for all of these to completely cool down before we can move on to our next step. Everything has completely cooled down. We're just going to start sifting our dry ingredients, starting with the flour. Sifting the flour is actually a very important step because when you toast it, you will get these kind of clumps, and we kind of want to avoid that. Now we're going to sift the other dry ingredients, starting with the almond powder. And also the powdered sugar. And the cinnamon. Once you've sifted in your dry ingredients, you're going to add a pinch of salt. And you're going to just give it a good mix. And at this point, you should also be preheating your oven 180 to 190 degrees Celsius. Once you've mixed in your dry ingredients, you're now going to move on to chopping your almonds. So just roughly chop them, but chop them into a small piece, so maybe 3 to 4. And you're going to just do this process. So this is the kind of consistency that we're looking for, something roughly chopped, so not too big and not too small. And now we're just going to set them aside. Once you've roughly chopped your almonds, you're going to add the butter to your dry ingredients. And you're gonna have to use your hands for this step, so make sure that they're really washed, like clean. So now that you've mixed the butter with the dry ingredients, this is the kind of consistency that you're going to get. Don't worry about it. It is sandy, but if you mix it together, it does formulate a dough. Now we're going to mix in our almonds. And you're going to mix them really well. This is very important to note, so don't see the crumbly texture and think to add more butter. That's not going to work. We're not looking for a dough kind of thing. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like, because when you're going to shape it, it does formulate, it does shape. You can work with this. This is exactly what you need. So to shape them, you're just going to take a handful and make sure it's at a decent size. And you're just going to press it until it forms. It will form on itself, actually, if you just keep pressing. You just need a lot of patience with it. But then, yeah, you're just looking for a shape like this. And you're going to lay it down on a tray lined with parchment paper. And you're going to do the same thing. So this is my last one. This produced 19 decent sized one and one small one. You can also weigh them to get precise, but we didn't do it. Now we're going to bake them at 180 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes maximum. And I repeat that, that's very important. 12 to 15 minutes, 15 minutes being the max. So just took them out of the oven, and we're now going to wait for them to completely cool down because they're very fragile. So don't touch them or anything. Leave them to completely cool down. And this is very important, by the way. Now that they have completely cooled down, we're just going to sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. They usually wrap them in a certain paper, but we're not gonna do that because I'm not in Spain. Now that we have sprinkled powdered sugar on top, I'm going to plate it up and serve it. So I have just plated it, and I also cut one open to show you guys what it looks like on the inside. As you can see little bits and bobs of almonds. And I know what they taste like, but I'm still going to try one. Okay, so if you heard any noise, it's because of this. It's because they're playing, and with their toys, they just make loud noises. We can't really control this, and we can't stop the poor things from playing. So yeah, but the taste is amazing. You can get almond, you get the hint of almonds. They're soft and crumbly, and the powdered sugar provides it with some much needed sweetness, because on its own it's not sweet. It's not very sweet. It's probably not sweet at all. So yeah, it's very sad that this batch only provided us with a small amount, but yeah, you have to try these. I can't say anything else. You have to try these. So this brings us to the end of today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, like, share, subscribe, and also follow me on my socials. They will be listed. Everything will be listed down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.